Hey everybody, your favorite lovable YouTuber here. Is that Spider-Man? No, I'm you. My supernatural ability that I gained through the means of a radioactive arachnid flesh wound that gives me a sixth sense, as in I feel hot and bothered whenever in danger is going off. I'm not changing out of the suit. Oh man, do we have just a plethora of filth to go through this fantastic month. Not this month, last month, June. Oh, you see the foam? I'm one step closer to becoming a real YouTuber. Are you proud, Mom? You can see the despair and depression in my eyes. Look guys, I'm sorry, but I don't think this counts. Oh shit. The bulk of today's summary is going to be about the amazing game that is Doki Doki Literature Club. You heard that right. Fascinating content. Boy, am I scraping the bottom of the barrel. Unfortunately, I got some bad news for you guys. A 15-year-old, I guess he was 15, doesn't matter anymore. He killed himself. Yep, we got our very own Sayori here. Damn it, I hate myself. A whopping metric ton of people are trying to pin this game on his death. So much so that the BBC UK actually did a news segment on it. When I stumbled across this video, I was grinning. I was like, oh my god, yes! Content! Content! Super summary! Now, I haven't really watched it fully, but I know the premise of it. So we're both gonna watch and dissect this video together. Oh man, is this going to be fun.
Good morning. We're going to start this morning by talking about a free online game.
Fortnite.
After police and a coroner have warned about the risks of it to children. It's called Doki Doki Literature Club, and it starts like a dating game set in a high school and features a group of animated girls in a book club.
Yeah, a book club would be a literature club, would it not?
Things do turn sinister, with characters self-harming and killing themselves. It's said to be suitable for players aged 13 or over.
Yeah, it's because you have to make a Steam account. In order to make a Steam account, you're supposed to be 13, but you know.
It was launched last year and was downloaded 2 million times in the first 4 months.
I ain't no genius, but I bet those numbers about to spike up again because you guys.
An inquest will be held into the death of a 15-year-old called Ben Wormsley from Bury, whose father said the game dragged his son in.
First of all, it's nice to know the kid's name is Ben, but then yet again, I don't really care because names are for the living. That was really fucked up. As for the whole it dragged him in, obviously it's a clear case that they're trying to pin blame on something. I mean, their kid kind of just did die. The dad's grasping at straws.
Greater Manchester Police have said, "We believe this game is a risk to children and young people, especially those that are emotionally vulnerable and anyone with existing mental health concerns."
I'm not gonna bash her for slipping up on the word emotional, because honestly, coming from me, it'd be like the kettle calling the pot black. I said that backwards. I'm not gonna bash her for her little slip up with the word emotional, because personally, coming from me, that's like the pot calling the kettle black. Now, I will criticize, though, as they say they came up with this magical conclusion, the police, that this game is a risk to children. Man, it's just like, it'd be weird if it said it on its actual Steam page or something, right? I think it's funny though, I could see like the superior of an officer coming up, he'd be like, hey, we got a report on this game, Doki Doki Literature Club, I need you to find out about it. And I can just imagine him getting lampooned all day by all of his comrades, because he's freaking playing Doki Doki Literature Club. I don't know why. I think that's. The officer would essentially have to play a dating sim for 2 hours before the plot kicks in. How did you get there?
The coroner has warned this is a psychological horror game with suicide as a main feature. And notes too, it does warn it's not suitable for children. However, the graphics, etc., are clearly aimed at young people.
If I see a young person with a Monica body pillow, I'll kill myself. It's targeted as a dating sim. How is its demographic young people?
We've contacted the game's creators, Team Salvato, but so far we haven't heard back.
Honestly, I'm not surprised. No comment. Because, you know, any response they give, the news station's gonna try to pin it on them. Like, oh, they purposely knew the game was susceptible to the young. That's why Ben killed himself. They want the game developers to acknowledge that this game kills. It kills alright. It kills in the downloads! That's a really bad joke. Not too proud of that one.
Here's the trailer for the game with that warning right at the start.
Sayori is best girl. Fight me.
Let's talk about this now with the news editor for the video game website Kotaku UK, Laura Dale. Also mum of two and casual gamer, Helen Ground. She has played Doki Doki and is a fan. And Lorna Fraser is here from the suicide prevention charity Samaritans. Welcome all of you. Thank you very much for coming on the programme. Laura, describe the premise.
Oh boy, this is gonna get good.
So the basic premise of the game is that it starts off like a dating sim, as you'd said, that you go to this literature club, try and make friends with all these different girls, and it sort of subverts the expectations of that genre by becoming a horror narrative. A little bit of spoilers for the game.
Oh, I should mention spoilers for Doki Doki Literature Club. I don't know what you were expecting.
One of the characters, as it turns out, is not happy that you're dating the other video game characters, and she manipulates events so that other characters will commit suicide and will sort of drive you towards dating her instead.
It is also important to note that the one doing all of that is only doing it because she became self-aware that she is in a dating sim. And honestly, you can't blame her for wanting to be damned to eternal isolation just because she's not best girl. Context matters. Alright guys, I gotta speed this up. I'm just gonna play the best bits. This video is starting to take a long time.
Helen, you've got two children, younger children. This game is said to be suitable for 13 and up, and that's because it asks you to tick if you are 13 and up, which of course any age could do.
First of all, you gotta make a Steam account. Why can't you? Yo, I'm gonna be honest. This hostess, she looks like she doesn't know how to use an iPhone. She's like, oh love, what's the home button?
Despite the warning, do you think it is deliberately designed to look attractive to kids?
Well, firstly, it is a dating game. These aren't kids' games. Some people kind of get the idea that this kind of anime style is kiddie because it looks cartoony, but in Japan, anime can be for anyone, and it is over in the US and in the UK. But this kind of anime style is kiddie. And this type of game isn't a type of game for children. I would probably not say 13.
Even that's too young.
Fuck. If we're playing this game, I know people in their late 20s are like big freaking children. Like, you show them freaking Haunted House Eddie Murphy, then that's their tipping point. They might end it all, as the hip kids would say.
Right. And how do you react to this warning from the coroner and from Greater Manchester Police? And this is what GMP say: we believe the game is a risk to children and young people, especially those that are emotionally vulnerable and anyone with existing mental health concerns. I would ask parents to check the sites their children are using on a regular basis, as websites like this aren't flagged up by normal firewall settings.
It's fucking Steam. Watch yo kids.
You've said
It's the
that,
thing.
yeah, you've said that you think 13 is potentially too young. What would be a suitable age?
Considering the things, I mean, it's a difficult thing because the issue is free games like Doki Doki and Five Nights at Freddy's.
Damn it. She said the unspoken word, the game, the one we're not supposed to speak of. She said it. I feel like whenever somebody mentions video games, they always go to Five Nights at Freddy's and Fortnite. PB&J of gaming. Yeah, I'm a gamer. What do you play? Fortnite. How original.
Well, I mean, let's be clear. When you play the game, do you see characters kill themselves? Sometimes in quite graphic situations.
One of them especially, yes.
Right.
I mean, I guess Yuri is a cut above the rest. I really, really hate myself.
Lorna Fraser from Samaritans, how do you respond to that?
Well, what we believe is that this is an example of where it's really important for parents to be aware of the things that they do online. Just as you would want to protect your child in the offline environment, if your kids are going out, you'd like to know where they're going, who they're hanging out with, how they're getting home, this kind of thing.
Like, how many Logan Paul videos they're watching a day? I probably shouldn't mention Logan Paul considering this video is about suicide.
But it's also important to avoid any confusion around focusing on one particular game, because there will be others. So we don't want to give the message to parents, firstly to really alarm parents, because there are lots of good things online too, but not to give the message to parents that if your child isn't playing this particular game,
Fortnite.
then there's no cause for concern.
Yeah.
You know, there are others.
Laura, you're nodding your head in agreement.
Definitely. There are certain parts of what have been said about this particular game that do lead me to suspect that it may not have been the only game involved in this particular tragic event. Without knowing specifically...
We'll have to wait for the inquest, so we
We'd
can't
have to
speculate.
obviously wait for the inquest, but there were statements made about this game by the father that are not things that are featured in this game, which would suggest that perhaps there were other games being engaged with that aren't the focus of this inquest, so...
Fortnite? I don't like this at all. How did you? Stop! Stay!
Sorry to interrupt, but so my question is, as a parent, if you're across all the stuff that your kid's playing on tablets and laptops and phones, you might see the beginning of this, which says this game is not suitable for children. If that was me, I'd think, okay, so my teenager, my 15 in a year's time teenager, is all right playing this. And actually, if you played the game yourself as an adult, you might get to the end and think, this is not suitable for a 14, 15, 16-year-old.
I certainly think that there are people who would see that warning that says, you know, you should be over 13 and would say, oh,
It doesn't, there is not a warning that says you should be over 13, is there? Let's be clear. It says is this game is not suitable for children, and you're supposed to tick the box if you are over 13.
Bitch, you have to be 13 to make a Steam account. Look, I know that doesn't hold a whole lot of weight, but you're completely making this out to be like it's as simple as making a sandwich, which is false. If your child can make a Steam account and download Doki Doki Literature Club and check off the 13 plus box, then either one of two things have happened. One, you have a mature, growing individual that you trust, you don't have to watch every second of the day, and you trust them to make responsible decisions based on the fact that they know they can come to you for help and support whenever they need it. Or you failed them as a parent. I thought I was gonna die. Oh, Lesbia was gonna kill me.
You know, I might see it says 13, tick that box. I'd see the warning at the beginning, and then I would think, okay, it's fine for my teenager.
I'm not saying that as a criticism of parents.
Yeah.
Like, I understand where that difficulty is for parents. Yeah, I understand that difficulty.
Wow, way to put her in a very difficult spot. She can't fathom what it's like to be a parent. I know I sure as hell can't. And it's really easy to poke fun of how people have failed. The takeaway from this video should be, first of all, suicide isn't a joke. I know I've been saying some pretty harsh things about it. If you guys have thoughts or know somebody that does have thoughts of suicide, help is out there. I'm not going to pretend like I know what it's like, because I don't. So I'm going to put the suicide prevention hotline on the screen and in the description. Reaching out isn't a weakness. Actually, I believe the contrary. It is a great sign of strength, admitting that you have a problem and trying to get help. Last bit kind of got heavy. Hope you guys enjoy my 4th of July attire, because there's nothing more American than Spider-Man, except for Captain America, because patience is a virtue. So guys, you want to follow my Snapchat, Twitter, and I made a brand new Facebook page. Go follow, because sometimes I'll throw up some little behind the scenes, little poll, get you guys invested. You know, I like including you guys. Oh, if you don't watch the full video, link in the description. It's probably not worth the watch. I covered the bulk of it here. That's pretty much it. Okay, thanks, bye.